All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm in the conference room of a hotel, so it's probably going to sound even worse than yesterday. Awesome. Yes. The quality on this channel, I know, is amazing. But I needed to get some privacy, and this is the best I got. So I'm working with it. I was thinking about doing it outside, but there's traffic going down the highway, so that's not going to work either. But welcome back. You know what I mean? So the first thing we're going to get into is a local Bitcoins trader sentenced to 1 year in prison. And before I get into this, once again, I just want to apologize. The quality is a little bit lower than usual. As you can see, I'm sporting my mic old school style. And, you know, because it's kind of hard to take the mic stand and everything with me. I probably could have, but, you know, whatever. So a Southern Californian local Bitcoin trader has been sentenced to prison for a year for unlicensed money transmitting and money laundering. The trader, Bitcoin Maven, reportedly exchanged between 6 and 9.5 million for customers across the country. So Bitcoin Maven, who admitted to operating an unlicensed Bitcoin for cash exchange. Oh no, not unlicensed in an unregulated industry. And laundering Bitcoin that was represented to be proceeds of a narcotics activity, was sentenced today to 12 months and 1 day in federal prison. You got to have that 1 day on there. I mean, because it gives a little bit of extra anxiety when you're going to prison and they're like, hey, your first day doesn't even count, and then the 12 months kicks in. That's bad. 3 years of supervised release, parole, and a fine of $20,000. I think the $20,000, I don't know which one's worse, a year or $20,000. Former stockbroker and real estate investor, the 50-year-old Southern Californian was sentenced for conducting an illegal business and engaging in unlawful money transactions. Hey, at least he was a former stockbroker and real estate investor. That way he kind of knows what he's doing, at the very least. She pleaded guilty to 1 count of operating an unlicensed money transmitting business and 1 count of money laundering. So it is a she and not a he, and that makes sense. Bitcoin Maven. That makes a lot of sense now. So the Justice Department further revealed that Tetley was also ordered to forfeit 40 Bitcoin. So that's even worse than the $20,000. Oh my, $292,000 in cash and 25 assorted gold bars. So we're talking a person who probably had many millions of dollars in 40 Bitcoin, and then 300,000 in cash and 25 assorted gold bars. Just assorted. I wish I just had 25 assorted gold bars. Who knows? They might be a gram. They might be an ounce. They are assorted. So they were selling BTC without a license, which is kind of weird because you can do that on an exchange. But if you do it in person, it's really bad. So just one more way the government is cracking down in the wrong way on Bitcoin trading. Although the whole narcotics thing, I don't know about that. Probably shouldn't do that. But moving on to the next article of the day. Physical assaults on cryptocurrency owners on the rise. Very, very unfortunate article. Not a particularly funny one. The frequency of physical assault crimes against cryptocurrency owners is accelerating. Jameson Loop has cataloged 23 known attacks in a dedicated GitHub directory, and the incidents range from aggravated assault to theft of ATM machines and even kidnapping and armed home invasions. So the quote here is that to help keep track of the dynamic security landscape for crypto asset owners, I've started an open source repository to catalog physical attacks. Please contribute additions and corrections. At the time of writing of this article, the list had expanded to include 31 incidents. So I've included some of these incidents in my channel throughout its history, if you will. And I think the worst one I read was that some of the employees of, I believe it was Skycoin, broke into the CEO's house and basically tied up his wife and him, beat them, and then took a whole bunch of Bitcoin and Skycoin and tailed out of there. So I'm not actually sure what happened to that story, if anybody was caught in that, but not good. So Lop later shared his thoughts on Twitter, noting that 10 of those crimes happened in the past 6 months. Seems to be strong evidence that the rate of these attacks is accelerating. So this sparked a heated discussion on the platform. I don't know why, with numerous users sharing their personal experiences on the attacks. Was held hostage for a few hours in China, says one user, before sharing what seems to be a police report written in Chinese. So again, I apologize if you can't hear too well. I don't have my main rig with me. Kind of hard to fly and stow away your PC and then bring it all. So if you're having trouble hearing, headphones is always really, really good because I can always hear myself in headphones and such. And I turned up all of the settings on my PC to just be explosively loud for you guys. And the settings aren't quite the same on my laptop. Although I did turn up some of the gain and whatnot and tried to max it out for the most part without it being just egregiously loud. So if you're having trouble, headphones are your friend. So let's move on to the next article here. Very unfortunate on physical attacks. Make sure you're always... One good thing probably to protect yourself is not have Coinbase. A lot of your coin on Coinbase, on the Coinbase app on your phone. That would be bad because if you get robbed and they notice that, if anybody's actually looking for crypto and is smart enough, they would probably say, hey, where's your Coinbase app with a gun pointed at you? And that would be way too easy for them. So keep it on, an exchange without an app at the very least. Keep it on, Trezor wallets, keep it in private keys. And that way, at least, you'll give them a very, very hard time doing that. So Bitcoin shrinks below 6,400 on negative crypto news. So speaking of that, we will look at the coin market cap in just a moment. Bitcoin lost value again Tuesday following below 6,400, proving that cryptocurrency remains shaky while the bear market seems far from over. After one good week, that has ended on a high note. A slide started on Monday and deepened on Tuesday. BTC losses usually come in flash crashes, and the latest one was no exception to that rule, and that's certainly true. As I said yesterday, I was looking at CoinMarketCap, and I was basically saying how there was a nice little whale purchase we saw very recently, way too high of an increase too quickly, and again, I always like to say that if it increases too quickly, it falls too quickly. And that's just pretty much always the case. I mean, it's something you could pretty much bet on at this point. Probably why futures destroyed Bitcoin. So Bitcoin prices opened with some optimism near the 6,700 range, but during the day, trading has worsened, dragged down by a series of bad news, including a security break in Bancor and a freeze in Cryptopia. Additionally, Indian exchanges are having a moment of reckoning as they are seeking a workaround to being banned. So Bitcoin prices sank to 6,300, losing about 6% net overnight, with extremely low trading volumes. Shifting the Bitcoin price is getting easier. Trading the leading coin now takes up just around 4 billion in 24 hours. So price curiosity in Bitcoin saw the effect of Tether expand to unprecedented levels this week, and I find this part of the article the most interesting, as we are pretty used to prices going up and down at this point. As I like to say with JR business, these prices are going up and then they're down and then they're going up, bro. These coins are all lit, right? So that's really good information because it's going up, and then what does it do next? It's going down, and then what is it going to do? What is it going to do? It's going to go up, bro. So, really good channel. Highly recommend JR business, okay? I mean, they stopped doing crypto and since lost pretty much virtually all of their views, but man, they were on point for a while. So US dollar trading share had expanded to 50% at the start of the day. So that means that Bitcoin was actively mostly trade on crypto-only exchanges. So meaning that it was paired. So US dollar pairing is what they should probably say, is 50% of the trading essentially. And that's not good. That means that no new fiat is coming in because only 50% of the entire Bitcoin was trading using fiat. But later the day, share of U.S. dollar trading fell to 35%, more in tune with the usual range, which is, again, still pretty weird that it would go all the way up to 50% and then down to 35% within a day. So very, very interesting. Tether just leads to a whole bunch of mysteries. So Bitcoin could be sold off for the more stable Tether asset. with even the smallest Bitcoin climb of a few $100, selling ensues to lock in gains. So at the moment, no one has expectations that Bitcoin would allow for larger gains and return to 15,000 or above, because every time it goes up a few $100, everybody's selling, and that's not. That's not good in the long run, but I guess it keeps prices stable? Question mark. So moving on here, Bitcoin not in a good situation at the moment, but somewhat stable if you think about it, because well, it's been in the 6,000s for quite some time now. So mad skills, Elon Musk calls out the Ethereum Twitter scam bot. So the scam bot armies mimicking celebrities and high-profile users. And now I was kind of scam botted, but not in the same Twitter way as this article. There was a scam in which an Indian scammer got some emails of my followers and decided to email them out under the title MrSotko cryptocurrency at gmail.com. And just as another reminder, I made a video on it. My email is always in the description of the videos, usually, and it's just MrSotko at gmail.com. So any other email is false, except for Yahoo. I do have a Yahoo email with the same thing as well. But that's usually not a business email. Gotta crack my knuckles. That's not a business email, really. So if you email that, I'll probably just go and delete it, because that's just my junk email. So in an attempt to trick normies, so they mimic celebrities and high-profile users, including Mr. Musk, Elon Musk, and Vitalik Buterin, things like that, and trick normies into sending them their coin. So the posts often appear in celebrities' feed following an authentic post, such as Elon's discovery of a jazz hands emoji. Pretty exciting there, jazz hands. Okay. So as you can see, the bots use a similar handle to the celebrity along with a real picture. And they typically offer to multiply your cryptocurrency by 10 if you send an initial amount to verify your details. So if you send them 0.1, they will send you 1 Ethereum, and so on and so on. Whoever would fall for that, like, why would that even be a thing? Why would you need to send somebody a little bit of crypto to get a lot of crypto? So why anybody falls for this, I have no idea. But of course the world falls for any scam, and that's why I immediately made a video on the email scam that was going around under my name, just in case nobody falls for it. But I really, really hope my my viewers of the channel would realize that I would never send you an email like that. If I, like, at this point, I'm not going to be scamming anybody. That would have happened a long time ago. So no, that's not me. If you ever receive an email from me that says something like that, I would announce something like that on my channel anyway. So it was about cloud mining, and they want you to send them money, and they'll give you 1 Bitcoin right off the bat, and they'll double your Bitcoin or something like that. I don't run any kind of cloud mining or anything like that. And if I were to run something like that, or I were to make some kind of crypto business in which I would want people to invest in, I would just make a video on my channel. So it's just not going to happen. So then more showbots jump in to confirm that offer is totally genuine. Just like this, wow, works perfect. I have 6 Ether now, but I want more. Wow. Needless to say, it isn't genuine, and you'll never see your verification coins again. It's also worth noting that the scam bots tend to block the person they're imitating, so that the real person is completely unaware of their replies. And so Elon Musk's tweet here is, I want to know who's running the Ethereum scam bots. Mad skills. Excuse me. So I've made videos on this before, and I'm sure anybody on Twitter has probably seen these. I mean, you can go to Vitalik Buterin or Elon Musk. You can go to CZ's Twitter, just about anybody. And whenever they make a new post, there's always something that's like, oh, send us, and here's it is exactly. Just send me 0.6 to 0.5 to 5 Ethereum, and you'll get 50 Ethereum. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's sustainable. So Vitalik did indeed tweet to bemoan the fact that Elon's first Ethereum tweet was about scammers and not the technology. He also asked if someone could do something about the situation. In an ironic twist, Vitalik's posts have constantly been targeted by the scam bot army. So his quote is, I do wish Elon Musk's first tweet about Ethereum was about the tech rather than the Twitter. Well, maybe he doesn't like your tech. Don't be a whiner, Vitalik. And that it was about the Twitter scam bot. So At Jack, help us, please. Or someone from the Ethereum community make a layer 2 scam filtering solution, please. How about you do that? You made Ethereum. Why don't you work on a layer 2 solution? And again, don't be a whiner, Vitalik. Just because somebody doesn't talk about your tech, your awesome tech, doesn't mean that, even though I love Ethereum, Vitalik. But, don't be a whiner. There's that. A couple people talking about scams again, and I figure Elon Musk should have talked about this a long time ago because this kind of scam has been going on for, let me look at the watch that I don't have, a long time now. Moving on. Next article. It's my little AMK Ultra kicking in. Don't worry, I fight it all day long. Coinbase app downloads plummet amid Bitcoin price decline. So, the Coinbase app is currently at its lowest ranking among financial apps in the United States. As of June 2018, the app was ranked 40th, its lowest in over a year. The app's rise and fall in popularity have coincided with the corresponding price trajectory of Bitcoin. In December 2017, the Coin app was at the top of the charts, and I think it was number 1 for a while on a lot of apps. During that same period, Bitcoin was in the midst of a spectacular price run. It certainly was. Since then, Bitcoin prices have declined, and so has the download rate of the once popular trading app. So is everything. So is volume, trade volume. So is the interest in cryptocurrency. Google searches are way down. YouTube views are way down. Everything is way down. So people really only ever cared about the price, and I can't really blame most people because they were just trying to get in to make some money, and you can't really blame anybody for trying to make money legitimately like that, as long as it's not a scam or something. So it makes sense. So there's no denying the apparent concurrence between the Bitcoin price performance and the popularity of cryptocurrency trading platforms like Coinbase, and again, everything else that I mentioned. However, Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, isn't losing any sleep over the situation. Yeah, because he made $1 billion. According to him, the situation is more of a case of thinning the herd. At the height of the Bitcoin price climb, many people undoubtedly, rushed into the market. In late 2017, cryptocurrency became more than just a fad made popular by shadowy libertarians. Was it really always just libertarians? I guess. Since the price crash, those with a more fleeting interest have likely fallen by the wayside as the market continues to mature. Another likely reason for the drop in the app's download volume might be the rising stock of Robinhood and Square Cash's app. So it was revealed that Square Cash app downloads were growing faster than that of PayPal's Venmo. Serious competition between these players in the market could also account for the decline in Coinbase app downloads. Also, everybody already downloaded the app for the most part. Everybody that was into cryptocurrency pretty much downloaded a Coinbase app. Anybody in the region that they could use Coinbase. And I'm not a fan of Robinhood because they hold your cryptocurrency, some of your cryptocurrency, and that takes away the fee. So you can't actually trade all of your cryptocurrency on it. And they only trade, I believe, Ethereum. I can't remember if they added any new ones or not. So I was never very interested in Robinhood. I know everybody else was. But me, I was not particularly interested in it because I didn't like the idea of them holding some of my crypto. So I can see why Robinhood would, be more interesting to people than Coinbase, because trading on Coinbase is trash. Let me just say that now, that nobody should ever trade on Coinbase. Now, GDAX is a different story because the limit orders are free. So if you make a limit sell or buy order, it's free. And honestly, you can't really beat that. The only problem is that they have very few cryptos. They only have 4 on GDAX, and same with Coinbase. However, with Coinbase, when you buy, you pay a big fee. When you sell, you pay a big fee. So you need to buy and then sell it for way more to even make a profit on it. But if you just buy and send it to GDAX one way or another, sending, like an ACH bank transfer, that's totally free to do that. And then just send it right to GDAX or send it right to Coinbase and then send it over to GDAX, I suppose, if you want to give yourself an extra step there. But either way, it does the job. And then start trading for totally free, which in my opinion is way better than Binance, except for the fact, again, that they only have 4 cryptos and Binance has all of them basically, or at least a good number of them. And if you can't find it on Binance, then it'll be on Cryptopia or like Poloniex or something like that. But either way, GDEX is a great exchange. Coinbase, not so much, and probably dissuaded a bunch of people when they realized how many fees they were paying. And they're like, hey, I don't like this. I wonder how I can get away from these fees. I'll go to Robinhood, and I'll only be able to trade Ethereum and not all of my Ethereum at once. And probably didn't like that either. That's why I was always making videos, particularly at the beginning of my channel, on GDAX, because it's just so much better to use. I mean, free. You can't beat that. Except that they report to the government, so you might not like that either. But either way, Binance and GDEX are pretty much my favorite exchanges, so of course I'm going to defend them a little bit. Now looking at CoinMarketCap here, we're at 251 billion market cap. Let me do a refresh here. My internet is mad slow because it's hotel internet. Anybody that's ever stayed in a hotel knows what I'm talking about. And if you don't, just look at that. It took a while. So 250 billion market cap, as you can see here. We had a nice little whale purchase, and it was all going up for a while. But again, every time there's a whale purchase, there's always a whale sell-off. So you really need to be aware of that. And you can't just be buying as soon as you see a whale purchase. Now, it's easier said than done because, well, that could be the beginning of a bull market, but usually not the case. If you see a line almost straight up like that, there's almost always going to be some kind of downcline right after that. So again, EOS down the most, pretty much in the top 10, 20 currencies. As usual. Well, Ethereum Classic this time around, but pretty close. Close, and you do get the cigar for it, EOS, for being close to the worst. So nothing too good here. Pretty much everything in red, virtually everything. You'll see one little one once in a while, but nothing of too big concern. So the winners are just a few, and the losers are many. Still kind of a good time to buy. Just always wait for those bottoms, and if Bitcoin is going to keep this up for a while, just buy here, wait for that whale purchase, and then sell it off. I hate to say that because, hodling is what is going to bring the price upwards. But if the price, one man hodling is not going to do it, and that means you and every other viewer, I suppose. But still, a pretty good time to trade, as it's not particularly hard when all you have to do is just buy when you see a dip and then sell when you see that whale purchase, because these whale purchases happen every week, and then it just dumps again. But that's all I have for you guys today. I got to get out of this conference room. The echo is driving me crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will be back home on Friday evening. And I may not make a video on Friday evening because it's going to be pretty late. But I will try. I always try. So it could be a video on Friday. But either way, I'm going to be back Friday, and Saturday will be the beginning of the usual, and I'll be back to my regular quality, if you will, and regular sound and all that stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and as usual, I will see you guys next time.